Hello everyone, Tamzin Cochrane here, Opinion Trend Cooking School. Sorry I'm a bit late, it's been a bit of a crazy day today. So we're going to make Tiki mix. It's called Tiki mix mainly because it's got pineapple in, so it's taking this whole Hawaiian theme. But in actual fact, I can't find candied pineapple right now. Believe me, I have looked high and low today. So I'm actually going to use mango slices that have been also candied. And that made me look at many other things, because there were some tart cherries as well, and I was like, ooh, that sounds good. So anyway, we are going to make this sort of deluxe trail mix, and it's really good if you're going to do tailgating, if you're going to a party where you're watching a game or something like that. You can even do it for movie night or a party you're holding at your own house, gathering, you're nipping around to neighbours. This is a wonderful snack to take. It is really yummy. It does have bacon in, so if you are vegan or vegetarian, you obviously would want to leave that bacon out. I am not, so I leave the bacon in. So to start with, what we want, this is peppered bacon, and I've actually just bought this morning. I was at Whole Foods, and they'll slice it for you. Now, for convenience today, I took what they had on the counter. So really, I would like this a little thicker. But that's one of the beauties of going to the actual butchers and slicing it. And if today hadn't sort of gone slightly awry, because I did gardening this morning and I sort of lost track of time, it took a lot longer than I thought. But we're going to start by slicing our bacon up and then getting that cooking in the oven. And while that's cooking in the oven, we'll then get the rest of the ingredients, which I believe Charlie has put up there for you. Which is our cashews, which we have here, our mango slices, our soy sauce, honey, and cayenne pepper. So let's start by slicing our bacon. Now, when I was shown this recipe, it was actually done where you cooked the bacon all in slices. I just found that more fiddly to then chop the bacon up once it was cooked. I find it easier to chop the bacon now and then cook it in slices, in bits. So remember, when you're slicing, especially something like this, bare claw, we do not want to chop our fingers off. So here we go. Just get through all this bacon. Now, I've deliberately gone for peppered bacon. That saves me having to put so much pepper at the end on, because I really like fresh ground pepper. But I would suggest, as always, follow the recipe to start with, and then tweak it, which is what I've done. When this original recipe was given to me by a friend, it also had sesame seeds in it. I'm not a fan of those. I've taken those out. I think the original recipe used to have peanuts in. Too many people with peanut allergies. I moved to cashew and we've loved it. So there we go. That is all the bacon chopped. Do note I'm using red chopping board because this is raw meat. And then I've got a green one here, separate knives, moving between everything, because we don't want to cross-contaminate, least of all in these times of the coronavirus. We've got enough health issues out there right now. So I'm just going to move that around. I'll throw this all in my trolley over there, and then wipe my hands. For ease, I'm just going to use disinfectant wipes. And they'd better be here. Here we go. I was like, where are they? So just because this helped me stay in front of you a bit longer. So we're just going to move that bacon to one side. There's no surprise there. The actual bacon is cooking, and I'll be able to bring that out ready as soon as we've prepped our next bit. So what we're going to do is take our bowl and we're going to put 2 cups of cashews in it. As I said, you can use any nut, and the recipe says that. So if you like peanuts or that's what you've got in, then use that. You can buy whole cashews. These are cashew pieces. I just find they're a perfect size for when you want a piece of bacon, and in this case mango or pineapple, whatever you're going to choose for your candied fruit, that you want to get all of it in your mouth at the same time, because that is the joy of the flavour. So I find not going for whole ones much better. So there are the cashews. It's 1.5 cups of mangoes. I happen to know, or candied fruit, I happen to know that's basically 8 ounces. So I'll move this bowl, shall I, so you can actually see? That would be more helpful. So the same sort of thing happens when you're cooking with meat. We tend to make the vegetables the same size as the meat. We bring everything down to a similar size. So as we're looking at our mango here, what I'm thinking of a size is this. That's my cashew. So I'm going to chop the mango and then add it into that bowl, and I will speed this all up. So I might have put them all together there, but make sure you break them up when you're putting them in the bowl, okay? Because it's actually, you don't want to get a great big piece of the mango together, or the pineapple. So when you get candied pineapple, it's frequently still in the rings or in big triangles. You want to cut that down. Because I think you want to be able to put it in your mouth with a piece of bacon and a cashew. And when you look at the size, just think, oh, that might be a bit big. Now, interestingly, this mango, I could have got unsweetened mango, I could have got all different sorts of mango, but not pineapple. This one is chamoy mango. Well, I was standing in the store going, chamoy mango? I'd never heard of that. So I actually had to Google it and discover it was a sauce, a Mexican sauce that they make specifically for dipping fruit in, to eat it. Very intrigued I was. It's very easy to make, because of course I had to look that up as well. So I might actually get that up on the website, but first of all I need to make it myself and test it. But that was quite interesting, and because it's actually a sort of sweet and spicy sauce, and you can vary that spiciness, I was like, this is ideal, because this Tiki mix, this sort of deluxe trail mix that we're making, also is a sweet and spicy thing. So I thought that made a very good addition. So that's why I went with this particular one, which is why it's looking slightly darker for mango. You would expect mango to look orangier. Is that a word? Not sure. But I've obviously tasted this now as well. When I got back to cooking school just now, back to the lodge here, I was tasting. They had papaya as well. That intrigued me. It's like, oh, I might have to actually go and test all these things out. Here we go. So, didn't take so long. It takes longer when it's the pineapple, actually. So I'm just going to put these now in the wash. So I need my soy sauce. Here we go. 1 tablespoon. And obviously if you're allergic to soy sauce, don't put that in. There are other things that I'm sure you're used to using anyway. Top of my head, I'd say Worcester sauce. I'd need to go and check that is compliant as well and doesn't have soy in it. I'm not sure. But I have a very good friend who is not able to take soy, so I will ask her. So that was honey. I always use local honeys. Honey is an excellent way to help control your allergies, things like that. So if you take the local honey, then the bees have taken the local flora. So that's the lack of that. So actually, all helps, which I think is rather good. So cayenne pepper, this is a 1/4 teaspoon. What I would say is make the recipe as it states and then make notes on it. And just, you want more spice, less spice. You want to, if you like the pineapple grape, try it with some other things. If you're changing out the soy sauce, make a note of what you actually put in and how much. So I've put that all together and mixed it, and this is what we now have. So the bacon we were cooking for sort of 30 minutes, and then we're draining all the fat off. You hear that? That's the oven. It's so on time. This is amazing. So what I'm going to do is pull that bacon out. We're just actually going to keep the oven going though. So there is some bacon that's been in there cooking. I'm just going to out. That on there. There we go. So the bacon we just used is now in the oven. So with the bacon that I have here, let me get another spatula because I do not want to use that one. So all I'm going to do is drain the fat off. We don't want all this fat. If you like fat and you have other uses for it, then excellent. I mean, it is bacon fat, so it is going to solidify, and you can use it. But that's going to give you your bacon, which is partially cooked, which is what you want, because we're about to put this all back in. Oh, I dropped a piece of bacon in the oven, but your bacon needs to be partly cooked. So here we go. See, it's lucky I looked up, isn't it? So you can't actually see what I'm doing now. Out of camera shot. Right, so we're going to keep our tray, because once I've mixed this, we're going to put it back on here. So all I'm doing is making sure that all the bacon is mixed in. What I'm looking for is any bits of the candied fruit that is stuck together, any bits of the bacon that are stuck together, because remember I sliced them and then put them in to cook. So some of them would have been right next to each other, and we definitely don't want that now. And while you're stirring it all around, what you're doing is coating with the honey, the cayenne and the soy sauce. So that adds to the flavour, and we want that as well on there. So now all I need to do is put it back into the baking tray. And this is something, if I suddenly get invited round to our neighbours or something like that, that I can actually quickly start, get shower, get changed, come back, finish, and then take it round. Because the time you've got it into a container, and you've got to your neighbour's house, it will cool down anyway a bit. There's no harm if it's still warm. And as the evening goes on anyway, it'll settle down. So one thing I sometimes do put more in of is the honey. So just saying that so that you know. But so I'm going to put this back in the oven, and at the same time I'm going to take out one that I had already got in there. So this cooks for about another 20 minutes, and that's all. You're just looking for this bacon to really crispen up, and where we've coated the cashews with that honey and cayenne things, we just want to see them, the outside of them, just look a little bit more roasted. So let me put this down here and bring you out. Here's one I made earlier. Put that down when I put this in. Now, I don't have a finished article for you today. Literally just taken this one out of the oven. But what I'm going to show you, I want you to look at this before I actually do what I'm about to do. So you can see that these cashews have got a lovely brown to them, and that the bacon has got nice and crispy. So that is on top. We can also see actually there's a load of fat. In my directions, I also say, which I did not do, dab with kitchen towel, which I have here. I got it ready, didn't remember to do it. So I'm just going to also scoop that fat out. Yes, you can see. Right. Whoop. There we go. So I'm just going to get rid of that fat, just let a little bit more come up. Right, I'm not going to take any more because that's mainly juices. But now I'm just going to turn this over. So roughly sort of 10-15 minutes into the cooking, what I do is just turn over the mixture, because as much as the top is exactly as we want it, the bottom underneath is not. It's still the uncooked look going on, and we don't want that. So the aim is to just swap that out and push it all into all the corners. We have our biggest surface area possible. Just making sure I have got everything. There we go. And I'm going to put this back in now for another sort of 5 minutes, and then actually it's ready. So it is a very, I think, quick but amazingly tasty, looks lovely, and goes down really well with people. Snack. So I hope you all enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 3 o'clock when I will be making cinnamon buns. And my husband had a good suggestion. You need to go back and re-watch this video. He watched a video yesterday at, I'm sure he said double speed, and he said my voice actually still sounds okay because I don't speak too fast. So when it's speeded up, it's still totally legible. No, that's writing, isn't it? Whatever the hearing word is for you at this point. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your Good Friday. I hope lots of you have made hot cross buns, and I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Thanks everyone. Bye.